Greetings. Not more drama. You can relax, you big crybabies. Instead, we're going to look at something. I wish that somebody else had done this. I mean, maybe somebody's done it, but I haven't seen it. So, you know, I'm lazy. If somebody else had done it, it would be great. But looks like it comes down to me. Okay. Greetings everyone in chat, by the way. We're looking at Jenna Fredo's notorious images video of this. Okay, so what's this? That's the CN Tower. That white building, that's the Rogers Centre. Let's have a better look at the CN Tower. There's the CN Tower. Nice and clear. We could use the restaurant to establish its height and things. So if we were to use the width of the restaurant, which is 45.7 meters wide, so we'd have to turn it on its side, and it's 12 units tall. That's actually the math, okay? So if one unit was 45.7, then it would be 12 units tall from the bottom to the top. Okay. If you were to not turn it on its side, then the unit would be 40.7. Very good. And that would make 13.6 units tall. See this yellow orangey line? This says 132.72 meters, hidden beyond Earth curve. That's what should be missing from Jenna Fredo's photo. But let's have a look. So 13.6 units will bring its base to the green line. So the base, the CN Tower and the Rogers Centre, they stand on the same level. Okay, and there, just to remind everyone, it's the unit. It's 40.7. Okay, so let's see. If we just stack restaurants from the bottom of the actual restaurant down, then it's 8 units to the ground and 6 units to the top of the Rogers Centre. Here, just to remind everyone, is the line that the globe curve, that's the line of sight limit according to the globe. Now remember, this is the photo of the CN Tower from much closer up. That's why we're seeing so much more detail. Pay attention to the green line. Okay, so 6 units down on Gianfredo's. The green line, that's where the top of the Rogers Centre should be, but whoopsies, it's really there. Look, can you see? Green arrow pointing at it. Okay, so, and 8 units would make it, well, the base of the tower down here. And the base of the, I hope that's showing on the screen, by the way. Let me just double check. Just bear with me a second. I'm going to make sure that I'm not displaying things in a way that you guys can't see all of the details. Ooh, excuse the infinity window. Where is, just bear with me. Yes, you can. Very good. Jolly good. Okay. So, the green line should be the base of the tower and the base of the Rogers Centre. Okay. Now, this is the estimated auto-level horizon, or horizontal, as if an auto-level wouldn't, just saying it's a little bit. The estimated auto-level horizontal auto-level, about there, just a little bit higher than the Rogers Centre. Estimated auto-level horizon, and there's a rationalization. Okay, so globe rationalized base of Rogers Centre, because we can see the top, so the base must be there. Okay. Except the globe says it's 132 meters hidden. Oops. And here's the globe predicted base of the Rogers Centre. So let's look. Let's just recap. Here's the original image. Very good. This is the Rogers Centre close up. We're going to establish the height of the Rogers Centre in restaurant heights. Okay, so 40.7. We can do the same with this. Okay, let's see where the base should be. Down there. Okay. From the close-up image, we can see where the top of the Rogers Centre is, which is 6 units down. Okay, so 6 units down, where the green line is, that's where the top should be. Oopsies, it's not. Okay. And the bottom of the Rogers Centre and the tower should be down there. Very good. And this is the estimated auto-level horizontal. Very good. Let's look at that. The globe rationalized base of the Rogers Centre, given that we can see the top, means approximately half of it must be, well, hidden by the curvature. That would be about 46 meters or so. Unfortunately, was supposed to be missing is 132 meters. Okay, so let's continue. If you put them side by side like this, you might go, wait, if the top of the towers are pretty close, and I have elongated this one a tad, but it's just a tad, it's pretty close, then what the heck is all of that doing in the middle of the sky? Maybe what's happened is like, maybe this image has been stretched or compressed. Maybe the image on the right, the tower on the right, is its kind of natural appearance, and the image on the left is a compressed image. In which case, what might it look like if we decompressed it? Okay, so let's see. Move this. This is what I'm going to be. Oops. This is what I'm going to be discussing. Come on, move out of the way. Let's look at what this looks like if you, well, decompressed it. It's compressed here. Let's see what it looks like if you decompress it. Come on, whenever you're ready. Line them up. Okie dokie. So I'm just lining them up. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to take a line. There's a little bit of distortion on the image, so I'm aiming for there, about there. Okay. Wonder what will happen. You just pull it down. Good gosh! Wow! The skyscraper about the same height. Good gosh! Well, thunk it, huh? Okay, well, let's close that. Go back to this. So, looks like it is a compressed image. If you grabbed the bottom and pulled it down, it would look, well, like this, like we just saw in the video, which is what I did. The blue line is bisecting the reflection in the atmosphere, not the water. The reflection is in the atmosphere. Just there. Okay. The red line is the base, very base. Okay. There's Rogers Centre. Oh, I have a message. Let's hope it's not somebody telling me that, oh, no. Okay, sorry, 1 second. Okay. So, there's a Rogers Centre. Interesting. Oh, this is when we stacked 13.6 units. It's pretty close, given that there's compression. Pretty close, the base to, well, you know, it's forgivable, the difference. Very good. Okay. That's if we stretch this. Now, you might say, no, it's not fair to stretch it. What are you doing stretching it? The atmosphere doesn't compress things. No, it doesn't. It's some other magic that's happening. Okay, well then in that case, if I was to compress the image on the right, we shouldn't get it to match the image on the left, right? Let's see what happens. Oh, whoopsies. That's what happens when you compress it. That's all I've done. Compressed it. Good gosh. But wait a minute. Like, look at this skyscraper and look at this one. And, look at the Rogers Centre and look at the Rogers Centre. Good gosh. Let's look at it with some guidelines. Okay, very good. Now what I've done is I've drawn a green square around the restaurant so we can move it down here and compare it to the Rogers Centre. Okay, I've done the same on the image on the right, which is simply compressed. You understand? That's all it is. It's just compressed. I've taken that restaurant and pulled it down towards the ground. Okay? Now, that restaurant's height is 40.7 meters. Well, that would make the Rogers Centre just over 40.7 meters tall. It's not. It's not. It's 93 meters tall. But there's also this orange square. What's that? Oh yeah, these skyscrapers. Well, skyscrapers is multi-story buildings, maybe not skyscraper. These multi-story buildings. Good gosh. They also, they're there too. See? That's interesting. Now, just a side note, you can tell from this image on the left was taken, if you were to look on the image on the right, and you were to move to your right, that's the angle from which Jenna was filming. That's why you see more of the side of this, and the roof was closed. And that's why these are here. See? Simple. But isn't that curious? It looks like in order to replicate Jenna Fredo's image, all you have to do is take this image and compress it. That's to say, bring the bottom up. It's almost like the horizon, like rises to eye level or something. I don't know. But, right. So we have this. Now, a Dim Dim might do this. Take a shot of the balcony, a very distorted shot, and take the width of the balcony from this glare over on the left, because you see the balcony, it doesn't have a lip, it doesn't have a little veranda. No, this is distortion. You can see it's distortion because I took the liberty of placing a red vertical line in the center of this grid, these dashes. Okay, I placed it right in the center. You can then see very clearly by the actual column underneath it that, well, it's lopsided. Somebody a bit more observant might have thought, oh, maybe this white glare here is warping my view. I don't know. So what I did was I centered a green line, and then we can use that green line to check from that green line over to the right. And if you take that and you go from that green line over to the left, looks like this should be the point here where somebody should do a screen grab for measuring things like angular resolution. Okay. Or conversely, you can go from the green line all the way out and double that, which would bring it here, which would be more pixels. So this is what you should do, which would mean less pixels. And this is what you could do if you were stupid and you wanted to use more pixels. Now, this is that placed on its side to look at the height of the tower like I did earlier. Very simple. On its side, it's 12 units tall. That would make the top of the Rogers Centre here and the base of the Rogers Centre and the tower right down at the bottom. Now, between the restaurant and the auto level, horizontal, 5 units. Interesting. Now let's see what that would mean. Now I've taken the liberty, now this was using the Dim Dims portion, okay? I took a more exact, more precise, I took this, okay? I cut here. That's less pixels. Now, if you place this here, well then the base is just a little bit higher than it was before. Still, you know, if a restaurant is 45 meters, then twice a restaurant is 90 meters, and that's the height of the Rogers Centre, give or take. From the base, it would give us the top of the Rogers Centre here. But no, it's there. Oops. Now, the globe says there's a certain amount missing that's hidden. This block here is how much is apparently hidden by the curvature. But oopsies, no, we can see the top of the Rogers Centre there. Okay. And this is just, well, if this is how much is hidden, and then that was where the base of the Rogers Centre would be too. That's where the base of the tower would be, if that's what was hidden, 132 meters. Okay, then this would be the base of the Rogers Centre, in which case, oh, it's grown. Okay. Or you could just lift it up, you know, and just lift it up, guys. This is a rationalization of the Globelings. See? Oh, oopsies, it's not there. That's not what's hidden. Oopsies. Okay. Now, let me minimize that and play this. This is the Globelings attempting to rescue the Gennaro problematic image that is a huge problem to them. Come on. Oops. What's this? No, wrong one.
Antonio.
Oops. Wait. I want to play it all the way through. Okay. This is by Paulster X. It's very good for a dim who doesn't really question what he was taught at school. So I'm going to rewind and we're going to watch him mess everything up, including the calculation. So let's watch.
Antonio. Rarely has there been one who is so confident, so condescending, and so certain he's right about everything he says, and yet so wrong in almost every way.
Oh, must be, otherwise the Earth is flat. Wait, didn't a Polish astronaut just say that the Earth is flat? Huh, that's interesting. Didn't what's his name? Picard, first high altitude balloon. Didn't he say it was flat? Good gosh. Huh. Looks like hey, don't astrophysicists say that the universe and the Earth is flat? Yes, they do. But then they say, but like curvature. But no. Yours truly. No, must be stupid. Otherwise, the Earth is flat.
Antonio has been racking up hours of YouTube time lately, with around 2 to 3 hours a day of his quote-unquote content.
Quote unquote? Who's quoting? Who are you quoting? Wait, I'm trying to get the thing just right for the image. Okay. Who are you quoting? Quote unquote? That would be if you were quoting someone, but never mind. It's a globe link.
Dribbling across the airwaves. This video isn't about proving the shape of the Earth. Anyone with a scientific education above a 13-year-old's level can work out the answer to that one. No, this video is intended to show just how easily someone like Antonio can get something so relatively simple so very, very wrong.
Really?
A week or so ago, he discussed an observation made by Jenna Fredo of the Toronto skyline from 30 miles away across Lake Ontario.
Jenna Fredo's video. 30.84 miles. Good gosh. For a globally, that's not very observant. Let's continue.
Miles Davis had added an estimated auto level line, showing where eye level should be from her location on the beach. Let's see what Antonio had to say about that.
Unfortunately for him, if that was level, the drop would be 0.04 degrees.
I must correct myself. It's the horizon dip, the angle dip between a horizontal line and the horizon. The dip. Okay.
Okay. 0.04 degrees would be the drop from this yellow line, which is supposedly Jenna Fredo, but in the distance, or a line projected from Jenna Fredo. You're Jenna Fredo right now looking out that way. The drop from that line to the horizon should be 0.04 degrees. It isn't though. We can see that even though we don't have the sun in the frame, in order to establish how much a degree or a half degree is, but we can, anybody who's not too stupid can see that that's not 0.04. That's more than 0.04.
Now, we've just seen that's the Rogers Centre. That's 93 meters tall. He's going to use something else.
Antonio, you don't think that distance could possibly be 0.04 degrees?
The curvature says that there's a drop, okay?
A dip.
Of 0.04 degrees. Well, here, between that yellow line and the horizon, is more than 0.04 degrees. You understand?
Yes, Antonio, I understand. I understand that you know literally nothing about calculating angular size.
Now, you know how at school you were taught things, some of which were correct, a lot of which were not. In mathematics, you were taught things, some of which were correct and some of which were not. This is one of the things that you were taught which was not correct. We will see it today.
So I left a comment. Not under my account. Antonio blocked that a while ago. He doesn't like it when people prove him wrong. As I did a few months back, you can find that video on my channel, but he's since removed it. So I told him,
This guy made a video about me, and since then I have removed the video he made, or the video I made that he was challenging. I don't know. Globlings somehow think that we flat earthers go around scouring to see if anyone's criticising us so that we respond. No, not always, silly.
Seems to be mistaken about that eye level line, that I calculated it at about 0.042 degrees. He said then my calculations must be off. Place the sun's diameter in your calculations and see for yourself. So I went on to explain that we couldn't use the sun because it wasn't in the frame.
That's the point. Find how big the sun would be in the frame and then see.
There are other items that we can use which are at a known size and distance, from which we can calculate their angular size.
I have to say, guys, this is fantastic. A known size and distance. We're going to see this Globelink be meticulous to 3 decimal places on the one hand and a bit fudgy on the other. You know, this could be called an exercise in fudging.
A couple more responses, finishing with a little wager, a bet. I bet Antonio £100 that I could clearly demonstrate that this was the case, that the angular distance was in fact around 0.04 degrees. When I hadn't had a reply, I left him another on the next day's video.
Wait. Let me go back. I don't see they seem a bit disjointed, these messages. Yeah, this wager. Well, apparently I agreed to a wager. I didn't know, but
the angular distance was in fact around 0.04 degrees. When I hadn't had a reply, I left him another on the next day's video. I repeated my point and the challenge. In fact, I waived the £100. I said, look, how about if I can show you this, you publicly admit that you are wrong. Do you accept? And he did.
There's no mention there of waiving £100. It says, I said, cool, you know, paste a link when you're done. And he said, super, maybe a few days, some travelling, blah, 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 blah. Nothing about a wager. And I said, cool, that was it. But let's continue.
Sure, knock yourself out, paste a link when you're done. Happy days, okay. So, here goes. Antonio, the answer to your question starts with this.
Oops! That's what you should have questioned at school, but you didn't. I'm going to show, with your own video, why you should have.
Now, I know it looks like a big, scary equation, but don't worry, I'll walk you through it. This is the formula to calculate angular size, and just for you, Antonio, I'll walk you through how and why this formula works. If anybody watching already knows how this formula breaks down, feel free to go ahead and skip to the timestamp that's on the screen now. Okay, so for anyone still here, this is how this formula breaks down. First, we need to understand what angular size is. If this is your eye and you're looking at an object, then the light from that object is coming to your eye in a triangular pattern. We want to calculate this angle here. This is the angle between the light travelling from one side of the object to the other, whether it's the top and the bottom or the left and the right, it doesn't matter.
Wait a minute, it doesn't matter. As the refraction at the astronomical horizon is typically about ½ degree, that means the usual compression is about 1/6 of the vertical size of an object at the horizon. We are discussing objects at the horizon. There is a compression, it's in bold there. There's a compression, okay? Okay, so it does matter. Just to let you know, up and down versus side to side, it does matter. But let's continue.
If the object is closer, this angle will be larger. If the object is farther away, it'll be smaller.
Very
It's
good.
as simple as that.
Yes.
So how do we calculate the angle? Well, we can split this triangle of light.
This is where the poor globe apologists sneak in a little globeness into the mathematics. You will see.
Into two parts. This creates two right-angled triangles, both the same. If we work out one of these angles, then all we need to do is multiply it by 2, and we'll have the whole angle. We'll call this angle A. Now, as any high school kid...
And we'll call the multiplying by 2 doubling. We'll just, once you've got that angle, you can double it. Okay.
I'll tell you, this is the adjacent side to that angle, and this is the opposite side to that angle.
Very good. I wonder what's going to take place at the opposite. Let's see.
And if we use tangent, we can find out that the tangent of angle A equals the opposite side over the adjacent side.
Very good.
Antonio, if you're not following this, then don't worry, you can go away, try this out yourself, draw a triangle, get a scientific calculator, I'll show you how in a minute, and you can work out the angle that it should be, measure it, and you can find out that it will be true. So to calculate the angle A, we just move tangent over to the other side, which makes it an inverse tangent, or arctan. So the angle A equals arctan, opposite over adjacent. How does this relate to the angular size formula? Well, if we're trying to work out this angle here, then that's twice angle A. We'll call this angle alpha. We'll call the distance to the object, which is the adjacent side, r.
That's where they sneaked in a little globe magic. I will show it for you. Don't worry. R. Remember R. What's R? Well, you could say it's distance. It's radius. If you were drawing a circle around yourself of that distance, you could say range. Up to you, but it's R. Very good.
And we'll call the size of the object G.
Good.
Which was the opposite side before. This is 2 times the opposite side. When you simplify this equation down...
So that's 2 times the opposite side. 2 times the opposite side. Not half the opposite side, but let's continue.
You end up with angle alpha equals 2 times arctan G over 2r. So it's simple.
G, so the height, over 2r. What's 2r? Twice the distance, that's right. Let's continue. You should have checked your teacher. We're going to use the distance. First, let's double the distance.
Simply derived from basic high school trigonometry. Okay, so now do you understand the scary formula, Antonio? Good.
Now, just so you know, in mathematics at school, I was a straight A student until they started teaching this, at which point I bailed. I told the teacher, this is not true. I didn't quite bail. I was kind of pushed out. Well, not physically, but you know what I mean. Why? Because the distance between you and the object is fixed. You can't just magically double it. When you're supposed to be doubling the size of the angle, which is what you're supposed to be doing, doubling the tan, yes, you can't just instead double the distance. That's stupid. But why do you have to do this? Well, because if you don't, then the moon at its distance would be twice as big, and so would the sun. Oopsies.
Good. Let's move on. So we want to calculate the angular distance between the yellow line and the horizon. Well, first we need a benchmark object of a known size and distance so we can calculate its angular size and compare it to the distance we're looking for. Fortunately, we have a rather large building there, the CN Tower. The tower has a restaurant in the observation deck you can see, and that restaurant is 47.75 metres in diameter.
Is it really? Or is it 45.75? Let's listen to you, because I know that you like doing this kind of little silliness. It's a slip of the tongue. It happens to everyone. I said supposedly the other day. But let's listen to you again, saying that it's 47 metres, just because I know you'll be... You see, when I make a slip up and I'm making a live video, well, it's live. Your video was pre-recorded, Dim Dim.
CN Tower. The tower has a restaurant in the observation deck you can see. And
let's see how big it is.
that restaurant is 47.75 metres.
No, it's not. It's 45.75. But, you know, let's continue.
In diameter. We also know that the CN Tower is around 30 miles from the camera.
Uh-oh. Remember what I said about being precise and yet fudging? It's not 30 miles. You see, he's been saying approximately, roughly, yeah. Let's listen again.
And that restaurant is 47.75 metres in diameter. We also know that the CN Tower is around 30 miles from the camera.
Is around 30 miles from the camera, but we will base it on it being exactly 30 miles from the camera. But it isn't. You see, it's 0.84 miles farther away. What does that mean mathematically when you convert it into meters? Well, it's 1.3 kilometers or 1,351 meters. Oopsies, but let's continue. Fudge number 1.
So now we have these two measurements, we can go ahead and use our angular size formula. So the width of the restaurant G is 45.75 metres.
So there he realised that it's 45. He didn't realise that he'd just said 47.75. But never mind, he's a bit flustered. We're going to look at why Globelinks are flustered, by the way, in this hangout. After this, after I wrap up with this, I'm going to play a really cool video I found yesterday.
The distance R is 48,280 metres.
Now, see the distance? That's not the distance. It's a bit longer. It's 1,351 meters longer. Okay? So it's not, that's not the distance. But that distance, he's going to double. You see, that's how you have to do it for this. Why? Because you can't prove one way or another. Don't be silly. They could triple it if they wanted. Or quadruple it. That's right. They would just compensate elsewhere in the formula. Because we have a distance. What's that distance? 30.84 miles. Great. Let's double that distance. Wonderful.
That's 30 miles. So to calculate the angular width of the restaurant, we just need to plug those numbers into our formula.
See the little sneaky bracket to R? This, I argued with my teacher. I know there's people who were in my class who watch this who will remember. I said, what's this doubling of the distance? That's wrong. That's not true. That's false.
So the calculation is 2 times the arctan of 45.75 divided by 2R, which is
2R, which is 96,000 meters instead of 48,000 meters. Oh, you poor dumbass.
is 96,560. I'm going to show you this now with this calculator. Anybody can do this, Antonio, even you.
You could have done it without doubling the distance. What happens then? Well, you get a larger angular diameter. Oopsies. But your image would tell you that's the same angular diameter, only with a different number. Do you see? I'll explain later.
So you'll see there you have your sine, cosine, tangent. If you press the second button, that turns them into a inverse sine, cosine and tangent with a little -1. So our calculation is 45.75 divided by 96560
Now, just to explain to you, the way the mathematicians will get around this is by saying, well, look, if you were to, we're working with an angular size, but to work out the actual angular diameter, we're working with a size. We want to work out the angular diameter. So we have to half that size. Now, instead of halving the size and then doubling it, we will just double the distance, because when you double the distance, the height shrinks by half. That's the explanation. Like, really? Well, how about you don't double the distance? How about you just don't double the distance?
That equals that. Now we take the inverse tangent. So click that. And now we multiply that by 2. And we get this.
Now, if you don't double the distance, so there's two things you can do. You can use for the opposite side of the right triangle. So where he has G, he's really using 2G, he said earlier, and then you double that, okay? Here he's using half G. The Dim Dim doesn't realize. Why not? He's halved G, but he thinks he's doubling G. So angular diameter and angular diameter, but at the distance, and let's see how, oh, great. Now, the Dim Dim doesn't realize if he did it without doubling the size of the distance, he would arrive at twice the angular diameter. Using the same images, it would tell you that yellow line is at 0.4. 0.04. If that's what you're asking it to tell you, which is what he's doing. But let's continue. We'll see a little bit more fudging.
So, the angular width of that restaurant is 0.054 degrees. Now all we need to do is find out the ratio of the restaurant width to the height that we're looking for, and we'll have our answer.
Remember, the angular diameter of that restaurant is 0.054. Great. But that's at 96,000 meters. It isn't at 96,000 meters. So let's continue.
So measuring in Photoshop the pixel width of the restaurant.
Oopsies. See, this is what I showed earlier. The absurd grabbing of that image with this lopsided restaurant. I mean, I tell you what, if I went to that restaurant, I would not sit over on the left, you know. Maybe they get the chunkies to sit on the right and the skinnies to sit on the left, you know, so it doesn't like go off balance. So he just grabs this, paying no mind to what he's doing, but really he's doing it so he can, well, you'll see what he's doing.
It's
You'll
32
see.
pixels wide.
Very good.
The pixel height of the yellow line above the horizon is 25 pixels. This gives us a ratio of 1.28 to 1. And if we divide the angular width of the restaurant, 0.054 degrees, by 1.28, we get 0.042 degrees.
Wow! Let's look. Almost identical. Refracted horizon dip, 0.04. That's very good.
And there's our answer. So, Antonio, exactly what calculations did you do to determine that the drop could not possibly be 0.04 degrees?
I used my eyes. That's what I did.
As predicted by Globe Maths.
Globe Maths, which says, well, if the distance is x, let's make the distance x times 2. That's right, let's do that. You complete dim-dim.
I've shown you clearly and conclusively using reference points in Jenna's own video that this seems to be 100% accurate.
Oopsies! Except there's things like compression that you didn't factor in, but never mind that. I did, I showed it. But you've got a good point coming. Let's go on.
As I said, pal, I won't hold you to the 100 quid. But
Dude, hey, you can't hold someone to a 100 quid bet if they haven't agreed or even seen it. But I would like to revive that bet. I'm going to revive that bet. I will give you £100 if you meet the challenge I'm going to put to you after this. Okay? £100.
as agreed, I'll
Wait. And if you don't, then you give me £100, right? I mean, this is not just a stupid bet where I will give you £100 and if you don't, nothing. No. I will give you £100 if you manage to do what I'm going to ask you to do. Should be absolutely possible on your globe.
It's your admittance that you were wrong. And if you're wrong about this, how many other things could you be wrong about?
Oopsies. And if I'm not wrong about this, then is the Earth flat?
Oh, and in true Columbo style.
There's just one other thing, sir.
In your comment, you asked me to place the sun's diameter in the calculations and see for myself. Well, if the restaurant's angular width is 0.05 degrees, the sun...
A bit of fudging there, but let's continue.
The sun would be around 10 times this in diameter. Something like this.
Wait a minute. I have something. I have this. Oh, no. This. Let's see. Let's compare suns. Oh, very good. Very good. Let's continue.
Now, I think this is where your misunderstanding comes from. You look at this and think the sun could never appear this size relative to the buildings. But remember, this still was taken at almost full zoom of Jenna's P900.
That was almost full zoom of Jenna's P900. Now we're going to look at almost full zoom of a P900. Let's see. This is not almost full zoom. Let's see. This is also not almost full zoom. This is also not almost full zoom. Oopsies. Or this. There you go. That was full zoom. Now you could say that this is almost full zoom. I mean, zooming out. Oops. Oopsies. Let's go some more. Zoom out some more. Okay. Oh, that's good. We could just do that. We could just cherry pick, couldn't we? Okay, that's fully out. Let's continue.
Zoomed out, and at the same scale, the sun would look more like...
Zoomed out, and at the same scale. Well, we just saw you fudge the scale, dude. But let's continue.
this.
Oh, oopsies. That's what it would look like. That's interesting. That would be the sun's angular diameter without any glare whatsoever. Okay. Oh, that one's smaller and it has glare. Wait a second. That one's bigger and that one's smaller. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Does that seem about right to you?
Nope. Seems too big. See what I was saying about placing the sun there?
Right, well that's another one put to bed. If you liked watching a flat...
Now what you could do is you could expand this. I don't know how much I can expand it. And then take the pixels off that white there, That's the Rogers Centre. And compare that to your sun. Oh, no.
To Earth get wrecked, give this video a like. If you still think Antonio is the best thing since peanut M&Ms, then give it a thumbs down.
Wow. If you like seeing a flat earther get wrecked, no, I think the person that got wrecked was you and your globe. Give it a thumbs up. If you think Antonio Subirats is, I don't know, Superman, give it a thumbs down. Well, nobody's gonna, anyway. Let's see, what was this? Oh yes, that's that sun. And here we have, well, this showing it, well, 30.84, not 30. And here's Metabunk, which is, well, how the mathematics was worked out. Jolly good. Here's an explanation of how you can't just take things, you know, within half a degree. See, half a degree. Okay, well, I'd say that, let's see, let me see. Is it here? No. Oh, no, it's down here. I'd say that if this is 0.04, then this is within half a degree. So it's all compressed, Dim Dim. You should have looked. You should have looked. So what does that mean? It means that the line that was placed there by Miles Davis is wrong. Okay? Good, isn't it? Hey, come on. Oh, oopsies. Now, if you'd like to repeat it and say, okay, we have on the screen, we have the width, okay, not the vertical, not the width of the Rogers Centre. Let's use that and see what the angular resolution or the angular diameter of this yellow line is. Go, oh, it's wrong. But never mind all of that. You see, this is the thing that you globelings keep forgetting. You forget what you're supposed to be showing. Dim Dims. See, for some reason, globe believers keep forgetting that their globe is supposed to be curved this way and oh, that way. Here's Jenna. Here's the city. You're working out the dip between some project. Oh, where is it? Here. You think you're working out this. See that little skinny line? You think you're working that out, you dim dim. But that's only about 3 miles away. She's only standing 6 foot above the water. Do you understand? You can't take the angular resolution of something at 30 miles away and say, and what would it be at 3 miles? We'll pretend like this 30 miles is at 3. Do you understand? You complete moron. You just complete delusional moron. So now I'm going to show again. This. I'm going to go over this again to help the poor globelings. And then I'm going to make, let's go to the beginning. And then I'm going to go and play another video. And I will play the video whilst I enjoy the chat. Okay, here we have the photo. He used the width of the restaurant. He didn't bother using the width of the restaurant for checking anything else. I did. Okay? Oh, this is oopsies. Oopsies. Okay. Stop it, Loki. Stop it. So, we see from this that 6 restaurants down is the Rogers Centre. Okay. That would be here. That would be the Rogers Centre. We see that it's not there. That's using the restaurant, not the width, but the height. Okay. You could use the width if you wanted to. I did. I showed it too. This is just a fantasy. To arrive at this, you have to take this and make it twice as far away. That's right. Instead of doubling it, which is what you should be doing, and then dividing by the distance, no, you're halving it. And you're doubling the distance. And then you're arriving at a figure that you're saying, oh, there you go, 0.042 there, all fine and dandy. It's like, no, dim. If this is 40 meters tall and this is 93 meters tall in the same shot, you're screwed. And this is 96 meters tall. Sorry, 93. You're screwed. So you could have checked. Now, other Globlings rationalize because they have this cognitive dissonance. The image doesn't match with the hidden curvature. Oh no. So this is what they say. If this is the Rogers Centre, then the base of the Rogers Centre is down here and it's hidden by curvature, which the curvature says it should be here. This is where it should be. The base of the Rogers Centre and the tower. Do you understand? That's what it says, except the globe says hidden 132 meters. Oopsies! But you could have checked, like I did. Just do this. Oopsies! And what was that again? Oh, it was just, well, I'm going to show it again. Simple video. What's this? Oh, I think I can close that. Yes, I can. Yes, I can close it. Close. It's this. That image. Because we've been telling you the horizon rises to the center of your frame. When your frame is vertical and horizontal, your line of sight horizontal, it rises. Can you see how it rises? It's to the center of your visual field when you're looking horizontally. See what happens if it didn't? This would happen. Oopsies. And then, wait a second. Oops. With this, you dim. Wait, I want to get rid of this. Never mind. If you then drop a thing across the line, the yellow line, is like, oh no, it's more. It's higher. Oh. You complete dim. Right, so let's go back to this. This is what it looks like if you just stretch it down. Oh, it looks like it matches in lots and lots of different ways. Almost matches the compressed height of the restaurant. Surely that can't be what's happening. I mean, one way to test if that's what's happening would be to grab the image on the right and compress that image. This is what you get when you take the image on the right and you compress that image. Can you see? Can you see? Here's this tall building. That's this tall building. Oh no! Oh no! But then if you take this 40 metre tall thing, place it down here. Oh, Roger Centre is smaller than that. Wait a minute, what happens if you do it on the other one? Take this, 40 metre split. Roger Centre is 40 metres tall. No, I don't think so. I think there's compression going on. Just like astronomers explain. Although they fudge a bit, with the about thing. About, because a sword, about. Now, just to see whether the image actually matches or not, we can look at these high-rise flats, these apartment buildings. Oh dear, it does. But what magic is this? It's not magic. It's simply the image is compressed. This is what the Dim did for his calculation. He took these pixels. Can you see these pixels? He worked with these pixels and did a calculation, doubled the distance, didn't bother checking anything like this. Of course not, makes his fantasy look ludicrous. Base of the Roger Centre down here and the top of the Roger Centre here. What the heck's it doing there? See, it makes it stupid. Well, if that's a base, then that's where the Roger Centre would be. But what the heck is that doing there? Okay. Well, if this is what's hidden, you see, there is a horizon there, and apparently there are things hidden at that distance, hidden, okay, which would make all of this hidden from this point, from the point where there's hiddenness, like horizon. Don't see anything under the horizon. You see things above, but beyond the horizon, you don't see anything. Whatever is beyond the horizon must be hidden around the curvature. Well, that makes it kind of this. Can you see how, if you project this across, you almost have, this. It's like, that's curious. That's right. It's because mathematics can be used to warp things. This is what people who cook the books do. You complete dim. You see, you dim. You're just a dim. Right, so I'm going to close that now. Close. Hey, Loki. And there. Now I can join you in the chat. You poor fool, Polster X. You when you were at school, did you not stop to ask yourself, why would you double the distance? Why would you do that? Now, given that you're doubling the distance and you're arriving at something precise using pixels and 3 decimal places, then why wouldn't you make it its actual distance, which is 30.84, not 30? You're falling short by 1,351 meters. That's 1.3 kilometers. You're falling short. What are you doing? Oh, see, there you go. Somebody. What are you What do you think you're doing? And then explain what. I mean, this isn't the bet, okay? But what do you think you're doing? Just say, 30. We'll just say 30. Doesn't matter because we're really going to say 60, which is what you did. We want to see how big that thing is at 30 miles. Okay, make it 60 miles. What? Yeah, make it 60. You should have... What was wrong with you at school that you didn't ask this of your teacher? Because I certainly did. And when I protested saying, that's false, out. Okay. You can rationalize it. You can say, no, well, what happens is we're going to halve the size of the thing whose angular size we have. Like, no, you're supposed to be doubling that thing That's the angle. You have this for establishing angle, so you're going to double that to establish the angle at that distance. You don't double the distance. What kind of idiot does that? Who wants to see what the angular resolution is for something at 20 miles by saying, okay, let's say it's 40 miles. What kind of moron does that? Why didn't you ask your teacher at school? Why are you saying you double the distance? But if you'd had an honest teacher and you'd asked, the honest teacher would have said, well, it's like this. When we look at the moon and it has half a degree angular resolution, if we don't do the formula with twice the distance, then the moon in our sky, working angular resolution, would be, well, twice as close, half its distance. And so would the sun, would be half the distance that we say it is. You see, all of that angular resolution that you were working out was based on a thing with a certain size and a distance, which you then doubled, okay? If you did that with the sun without doubling, you'd end up with a sun, well, closer to the Earth. It's just, what? Thinking cap again. Yes, Suzanne Dawson, I am. Why didn't you ask your teacher? Why? What's wrong with you that you didn't ask your teacher? Why am I doubling the distance? You want to work out the angular resolution, the angular diameter. You have an object. Either you half that object and you work with the normal distance, or you double that object. Depends what you think you're doing. Now, you have G in your image. That's the side. That's the adjacent. But you're working the angle for half of it. Are you halving this? Not really, are you? In the formula, you put the full figure. You didn't half it. And if you were halving it, well, why would you half it instead of not dividing later on? Why? Not multiplying later on, sorry. Why would you do that? That's just stupid. And then ask yourself, what is it that you're showing? What is it that you think you're showing? This here, that's what you think you're showing. You complete dim. Now here's my bet to you, my challenge to you. Plot the China-Europe block train on Google Earth whilst making a video of you plotting it on Google Earth and show the correct miles. 8,077 from Madrid to Yiwu. You can find the route. £100. You have 1 week. Let's be clear. You're going to make a video with Google Earth and you're going to start in Madrid and you're going to follow the route all the way to Yiwu whilst videoing it without cuts. 1 frame. 8,077 miles. Go ahead. I'm just okay in comments, by the way. I don't know if they're abusive or not, but I just thought, hey, right, now I did want to show, I'm going to show something that's really cool, and I'm going to show it all the way through. I think the guy who made it won't mind. I'm assuming, okay? I'm assuming that he won't mind. He seems a pretty cool guy. I shared it, and I want to show it because I don't want to just jump to the part that's the most pertinent. Because everything that he says is worth listening to. So, okay. I'm going to play it all the way through. It's for educational purposes. I have given him a thumbs up. Hey, let's see if he's replied to my comment. No. Okay. Normally I would ask to show it, but I think the dude's pretty busy, and good luck to him. I'm going to play this all the way through. It's half an hour long. Hey, is it past your bedtime? Go to bed. So, just give me a second. Complete dim. Hey, Polster X, guess what happens if you do it to the correct distance? Not with your formula, with the true formula. That same line is at 1.1. That's right. Oopsies. Did you hear that? If you do it correctly, wait, where is it? There. If you do it correctly, you'll find that that same line using the same restaurant will be 1.1 degree. Now do you understand what I was getting at with the sun? But hey, knock yourself out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video all the way through. No, not all the way through. Towards the end he does a Q&A. So I won't play that because I think that's more for his subs. But I'm going to play it because of what he says. It's very good. It's just the guy is spot on. So let me make sure I'm showing what I think I'm showing. Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to, hey, by the way, okay, just letting the guy know. I was subbed to him, and now I'm not. Maybe he's being unsubbed from, just like yours truly. Spartan Life Coach. So Richard Grannon, Spartan Life Coach, unless he started a new channel, by the way. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to join you in the chat. Please pay attention to what he says. It's absolutely fascinating, and it's also a reason why we don't have to take the gloves off with the Globalings, but we have to understand their mindset, their frame of mind. We have to understand it. Otherwise, we're being ignorant and cruel. This world is not made better by cruelty. So let's listen.
There's a CIA counterintelligence interrogation manual called Kubar that was dated to...
Apologies, I need to separate windows. And now I need to make sure that I'm showing the right one. Dagnabbit. Yes, I am. Okay. I'm going to go back to the beginning. He says this was a system used by the CIA. Here we go.
There is a CIA counterintelligence interrogation manual called Kubar that was dated to July 1963. I found out about this by coincidence, synchronicities. I'm interested in the subject, but I've never heard of this before. And this technique is called the Alice in Wonderland technique. I found out about it because somebody came on my channel and they wrote some troll comments, and they were pretty virulent. And so I went and looked on their channel. There was a video that they liked that was of somebody talking about the Alice in Wonderland technique. I thought, that's interesting, I've never heard of that. So I started listening. And there's actually an official technique developed by the CIA to interrogate people. And it doesn't state this, but it uses Gregory Bateson's double bind theory of schizophrenia to interrogate people. What do they do? Typically, you have 3 interrogators. You bring the person to be interrogated into the room, and you have the
the three interrogators immediately start to badger this person to be interrogated, with nonsensical questions. The pitch and the tone and the pacing of their questions will not match the subjects which they're covering. Oftentimes the subjects that they're asking the person being interrogated about are nonsensical. They go nowhere, they mean nothing. The purpose stated in the interrogation technique is not just to obliterate the normal. The purpose is also to replace that which is normal with the mind-bogglingly bizarre, so the person goes into a state of deep trauma that is so awful they would rather give up their secrets and return to a reality that makes sense than have to continue with more days. It takes days for them to crack, usually. But then deal with more of this babble. Based on what we know about psychology, based on Gregory Bateson's double-blind theory of schizophrenia, this should work very, very well. It's called the Alice in Wonderland technique. This synchronicity came off the back of a video where I said, look, if you feel confused in a relationship, that's a sign. Not a guarantee, but it's a red flag for me. If a client comes to me and I don't know what it is, I don't know up from down, all my coordinates have disappeared, I don't know what's going on, I thought love was like this, and they're confused as fuck, that to me is a sign that something is really, really seriously wrong in the relationship. I can't diagnose what their partner has, but I can say this relationship isn't healthy. So this is a real technique that's been written down and is out there in the world. Relies on the double-blind theory of schizophrenia, not developed by a psychologist, but by an anthropologist. But also there is something called cognitive dissonance, and it's extremely unpleasant for a human being to live in a state of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance essentially means the bad feeling you get when your map of reality doesn't match the reality that you're faced with.
Cognitive dissonance results when your map of reality doesn't match. Listen.
In a state of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance essentially means the bad feeling you get when your map of reality doesn't match the reality that you're faced with.
So, when your map of reality does not match the reality that you're faced with. I'm going to play it again.
In a state of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance essentially means the bad feeling you get when your map of reality doesn't match the reality that you're faced with.
Whose map of reality is not matching with the reality they're faced with? Every single globeling engaging in the flat earth question. All the globelings who are not engaging with the flat earth question, their globe map is matching their reality. They see the stars and the celestial bodies go across the sky and they imagine that they're turning. They see things disappearing in the distance and they think beyond a curve. We've just shown not beyond a curve, but compressed. But the globelings, like the guys in the chat, their map of reality is not matching the reality they're faced with. The guys arguing in the chat right now have seen this video that I'm making right now, where I have shown when you take Jenna Fredo's image and you decompress it or extend it, it matches the close-up image of the CN Tower. Conversely, if you take the close-up image of the CN Tower and you compress it, it matches the image from Jenna Fredo. This breaks their map. This causes cognitive dissonance. And it's unpleasant for them. This is why they're so obsessed. They want to find a way of rescuing, of proving that all of this nonsense about the earth being flat is just nonsense. They're desperate to prove it because it's not matching their map of reality. We all went through it. Every single flat earther in the chat or in the world who was first aid globling, which is a vast majority of us, maybe some old religious people aren't, but then I'm mainly from the East, I must add. Loki, come on, over here. We all went through it. We survived. It's just discomfort. Anyway, let's continue.
There's a story. I've never really told this story much. I'm not, when I have a response to something, I tend to be in the depression to rage end of the spectrum, not so much the anxiety state end of the spectrum. But once, when I was 28 years old, I was driving to Spain, and I drove from England to Spain, and I did it in one 24-hour slot because I was young and stupid. After 24 hours of driving, when I was an hour and a half away from my destination in Spain, and obviously was really, really tired already, the sun did not come up at the time that I expected it to come up. And it is the outside of a bad acid trip and outside of like really serious situations that have unfolded in my life, very, very rarely. It was one of the most distressing experiences of my life was driving along, looking at the clock, saying it's 7:30 in the morning, the sun should be up, and I'm driving in pitch blackness.
Now, I'm not showing this because of this sun situation. There are times of year when driving from Britain to Spain, the sun will rise in Britain before Spain. But he wasn't paying attention to all of that. Instead, he's noticing the sun is not in the sky, it's pitch black, and in Britain, the sun would have risen already. And it was freaking him out. Now, what he's going to say later, I predict in the Book of the Sun, I have it in the Book of the Sun, okay? Now, he's explaining how uncomfortable that was, how disquieting. When the sun starts behaving very abnormally, it will be very disquieting for everyone, including flat earthers. Only flat earthers, especially ones who've read the Book of the Sun, will be able to deal with it, while globelings will not. They will freak out. Hence the chemtrails.
It freaked me out. You can't live with that level of cognitive dissonance for long. There's your psychology part. What are we seeing right now? What's going on in culture right now? Aren't we all having the Alice in Wonderland technique used on us daily? Up is down, left is right, in is out. Nothing makes sense anymore. People are now arguing with a straight face about subjects that you wouldn't have even bothered to raise 10 years ago. 10 years, it's a fairly long time. No, it isn't. 10 years is nothing. Nothing. There are people who now adopt positions on subjects that 10 years ago, if you'd asked them about them, would have gone, I don't know, it's nothing to do with me and I don't care. Now we're wringing our hands over it. Everybody's agitated. And there is an actual technique called the Alice in Wonderland technique. So if you had somebody who you were interrogating and you wanted information out,
This time I noticed that the channel disconnected. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because Loki was playing with the internet cable. I'm not sure when it stopped. I'm going to go back just to maybe a minute or so.
With that level of cognitive dissonance for long. There's your psychology part. What are we seeing right now? What's going on in culture right now? Aren't we all having the Alice in Wonderland technique used on us daily? Up is down, left is right, in is out. Nothing makes sense anymore. People are now arguing with a straight face about subjects that you wouldn't have even bothered to raise 10 years ago. 10 years, it's a fairly long time. No, it isn't. 10 years is nothing. Nothing. There are people who now adopt positions on subjects that 10 years ago, if you'd asked them about them, they would have gone, I don't know, it's nothing to do with me and I don't care. Now we're wringing our hands over it. Everybody's confused. Everybody's agitated. And there is an actual technique called the Alice in Wonderland technique. So if you had somebody who you were interrogating and you wanted information out of them, you'd use this technique. If you had a whole nation of people, or nations of people, more plugged in than ever before in terms of exchanging information quickly, the internet, particularly the YouTube. I've been thinking about YouTube a lot today and just how beneficial it is out of all the things for a lot of reasons. I'll cover that on a different video, and this is because I didn't want to pay my YouTube Prime. They're trying to charge me YouTube Prime, and I'm like, if anything to get rid of these effing Grammarly adverts. And then I was like, well, how much is this? It's $9.99. Why am I not paying that? I use YouTube every day. I use it more than any podcasting service. I use YouTube. I use it professionally. Here I am using it because it's part of what I do. But I personally would use it pretty much every day to learn. It's a great learning tool. Paranoid conspiracy theorist time. People are becoming more and more informed. They can share information at the speed of electricity and the speed of a satellite signal. It's harder and harder to get away with stuff now. Everybody carries a video recorder in their pocket and they can release that to the public so that it's out in the public eye with no delay, or a 3 or 4 second delay, a satellite signal delay. If you were in charge and I was in charge, maybe we'd get a little bit nervous about that. Maybe we start to be saying, maybe we should do something about this. Maybe it's time to scramble the population up a little bit, because if you think about a government's relationship with its people, it's very, very precarious. We all have our ideas. Government's there to protect people. Government is there to serve people. Okay, yeah, cool. It's fine when you're talking about nations of 500,000 people, 1 million people, maybe even 2 or 3 million people. You start racking the numbers up, and you must at some point sit there and go, I'm supposed to manage 60 million people in the UK, where in America is topping out, I think, switcheroo game. Don't
No idea why the connection keeps dropping, folks, but I'm going to continue.
signal delay. If you were in charge and I was in charge, I want to pay my YouTube Prime. They're trying to charge me YouTube Prime, and I'm like, if anything to get rid of these effing Grammarly adverts. And then I was like, well, how much is this? It's $9.99. Why am I not paying that? I use YouTube every day. I use it more than any podcasting service. I use YouTube. I use it professionally. Here I am using it because it's part of what I do. But I personally would use it pretty much every day to learn. It's a great learning tool. Paranoid conspiracy theorist time. People are becoming more and more informed. They can share information at the speed of electricity and the speed of a satellite signal. It's harder and harder to get away with stuff now. Everybody carries a video recorder in their pocket and they can release that to the public so that it's out in the public eye with no delay, or a 3 or 4 second delay, a satellite signal delay. If you were in charge and I was in charge, maybe we'd get a little bit nervous about that. Maybe we start to be saying, maybe we should do something about this. Maybe it's time to scramble the population up a little bit, because if you think about a government's relationship with its people, it's very, very precarious. We all have our ideas. Government's there to protect people. Government is there to serve people. Okay, yeah, cool. It's fine when you're talking about nations of 500,000 people, 1 million people, maybe even 2 or 3 million people. You start racking the numbers up, and you must at some point sit there and go, I'm supposed to manage 60 million people in the UK, where in America is topping out, I think, 329 million people. 329 million people. If they all say no at the same time, and you're in charge, you are royally fucked. So you've got to confuse them. You've got to keep them confused. You've got to give them that, that little dance, that little switcheroo game. Don't look at the hand, don't look at my hand over here that's doing the magic trick. Look at this hand over here that's doing this. You've got to keep people confused. And the net result of this seems to be this spike in mental illness. And I'm like, wow, we're losing community, we're too much in technology, so on and so forth. I never considered really, really seriously that there could just be a straight up agenda to keep people confused. How? Just destroy all the coordinates. Now, what are all the political people saying at the moment? Whatever side of the spectrum they're on. We used to meet in the middle. We used to meet on certain subjects. We used to meet and at least agree on the big things. I can't even agree on the big things. On the deepest things. There's no common territory left. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, Huge populations that are expanding rapidly. Rapid population growth, frightening population growth. Super informed rapidly. It's very, very hard for me to do the stuff I used to do and get away with it. I mean, what do you think? I don't want to upset anybody, but what do you think now would happen with 9/11? The people who had videos there on the day were video editors, mainly. They were filmmakers. In that time, 2001, 2000, we weren't, people didn't carry, I did sometimes because that was part of my job back then, but everybody has a camera now. If you're going to do something naughty, you don't get away with it the same way anymore. So, what do? You level up. You go meta. Instead of trying to deceive people and work behind their backs as to what it is you're really doing. It's way more efficient to just confuse them about what's right and what's wrong. Right? That's way more efficient. Imagine you and me are in charge and we're not very nice people. We want to keep control. We want to stay in charge. It's easier to confuse the target, the person to be interrogated, the person we're targeting for a gaslighting campaign or a smear campaign, the group of people that we're targeting, or even the nation that we're targeting. Keep them confused. Keep them arguing amongst themselves. Keep them stressed. Keep them on pills. All the pills. All the pills. Keep them drinking. Keep them on fast food. Keep them dumbed down. It's the Alice in Wonderland technique. And all of this came from me just reflecting on me going, yeah, it seems to be useful to keep people confused. If you're evil and you're of bad intent, keep them confused. Confusion. As an animal, the animal that you are and the animal that I am, I got time to think about this. I'm living out in the countryside. It's quiet out here. It's good because it's simple and there's very little stimulation. There's just trees and birds, some spiders, some snakes, and the hills. There's nothing out here, man. I can deal with this. It's a very low stimulus environment. I can deal with this. I can cope with this. But if I think that you're getting a sense of me doing something I shouldn't be doing, maybe that would be a good time to just fire off some fireworks. Give you a few taps around the head, spin you around a few times, send you over there and say, go and get me that thing right now. It's extremely important that you go and get that thing, and you come back and go, I got the thing, and you go, what are you talking about? What? I never told you to get the thing. You just said get no. Sure as me. Might have been him. Who? Who what? Where, when? This is it. It's confusion, cognitive dissonance. Nobody knows right from wrong. The really clever thing that they've done, the evil thing that they've done, is the slow encroachment of the boundaries. So that, if you imagine a person is like a house, and it has like a little pathway outside with a gate, and then there's the road, and the public walks there, and then they come through the gate, and then they walk up the pathway to the house, and they knock on the door. You open the front door, and you have like a little atrium area, caecilius and atrium est, and then you go in and you go in the living room. And if you get really, really lucky, you might get through to the kitchen. If you get even luckier still, you might get up to the bedroom. But it's graded. Nothing's graded now. Nothing's graded. You'd be like, okay, here are my views, but my sexual policies are mine. No, they're not. Everything is under attack. Everything is under erosion. Everything is like, break the boundaries, break them down, make them feel that they're not allowed to assert what they believe to be right or wrong. That's becoming a thought crime. I think this is right. I think this is wrong. You can't say that. Why not? Cultural relativism, moral relativism. What's right in your culture, what's wrong in your culture might be right in another one. To which I say, fucking bollocks. That's bullshit. That's a total, unmitigated gibberish, and it's evil to repeat that kind of gibberish. Pure evil to repeat that kind of chaos-inducing, boundary-eroding. It's just rot. It's just pure corruption. And I'm not like a religious person, but like, damn, you shouldn't tell people that. You don't know what you know what right and wrong is. Well, in my culture, we kill people. What are you, a racist? You don't want to be a racist, do you? Well, where I'm from, yeah, we kill people. Not all the time, just once a year. It has a special word, foreign, you would understand. Kill them in a weird way. It's a ritual. What are you telling me? I don't have a right to my face. Is that what you're saying to me right now? You racist? Say, no, you can't do that. You can't kill people. And you'll say, well, that's an extreme example. We don't have any examples of people who kill each other on the basis of ethnicity. Don't we? Don't we? We're not living with that every day. Eat your cereal, watch the news, pick up the paper. Oh, that group of people, they did some killing today. To be called racist, but that's what they believe is right, so that's what they're doing. Okay, yeah, no. You just keep eating your cereal. It's crazy, and it's crazy making. But maybe that's the point. Maybe we didn't just end up here. Maybe there is a level of intentionality to the place where we find ourselves. Maybe if we are here, the reason why we are here is because actually people have pushed us in this direction. Maybe if we feel the way that we feel, because I would always suggest this on an individual basis to people in a narcissistic relationship, an abusive relationship, how do you feel? Okay, well, why don't we as a thought experiment philosophically toy with the idea that the person you're with wants you to feel that way? They want you to feel confused, they want you to feel ashamed, they want you to feel guilty, they want you to feel depressed, they want you to feel exasperated, they want you to feel powerless, right? If I said that if you were listening in on a narcissistic abuse coaching call, you'd be like, yeah, I know all this. What about a potentially narcissistic and abusive relationship between a state and its people, between a government and its people, where the government is like, yeah, we gave up on serving you like a couple of hundred years ago. That's a cute and quaint idea. We were still wearing like trousers that only came to our knees with long silk socks and like big buckled shoes. And when we had guns, there were these big things that you pulled the hammer back and you fired and you had a 1 in 10 chance of it exploding in your face. Like, that's another world, homie. We don't look after you. You're our slaves. You're our slaves. What does the context tell us? What does the context of what we actually see tell us? We're slaves. We're slaves. You have no choice. You don't choose. You know, we live this bullshit fantasy, like you choose where you live, and then you get to choose a job. Yes, you do. And then you get to choose what car you drive or the colour it is. Sure you do. But no, I don't. I wake up in this world, I'm given a serial number. Every country in the world has a serial number for their people. Every country. You can call it a national insurance number, you can call it your citizen ID number. You get a serial number, and you're owned by the state. And then they want something from you. They want, people will be like, this is ridiculous conspiracy theory. Okay, stop. Let me know how it goes. Just stop. Don't perform. See, I'm always here going, don't be codependent, maintain your serenity. And I'm like, that would be a really sick thing to say to people who are completely enslaved. Like, hey guys! Everybody looks up from their back-breaking work in the field. Yes, you should embrace your freedom and your serenity. Like, who the fuck is this guy? You can tell to go away. Oh, okay. But maybe this is what it is. And you're expected to do what you're supposed to do. And if you try and stop, men with guns will come to your house, they will restrain you and put you in a box with a bunch of other adult strangers that you don't know and keep you there for several years. You'd be like, can I go outside now? No, you stay in this box. Okay, what was my crime? You stopped. You just stopped. You stopped. You put down your tools and you stopped. When we told you to keep going, well, I was tired. Fuck, are you tired? Everybody's tired. Keep going. Well, I don't want to. Well, go in the box then. And if you resist, those gentlemen with guns, they'll shoot you to death. They'll fill your body with bullets until you're dead because your government loves you. This is a cheerful one. Listen, it's something to think about on the individual level in terms of narcissistic abuse, and it's something to think about on your day-to-day. Is there a program to confuse people? It looks like it to me. How do we actually live? Jordan Peterson makes a very good point that I'm fond of regularly. You say you believe this, but let's look at what you do. And that's something that he's taken from Jung, who ultimately took it from Freud. It's a psychoanalytic perspective. It's more of a Jung thing than a Freud thing, but Jung got it from Freud. This is what you say you believe, but this is what you do. Do you see this gap? Which is the thing you really believe? The thing you do. Zizek tells the story of a guy, a physicist. Those of you who are Zizek fans will be bored of this one, so I'm sorry. And goes to his house, and there's a horseshoe over the door. And he says, horseshoe, you believe in this superstitious nonsense? And the physicist says, no, I'm a scientist. Of course I don't believe in the horseshoe over the door. Well, why'd you put it there then? I heard that it works, whether you believe it or not. This is what you say you believe. This is what you do. We're all kind of hedging our bets a little bit here, I think. I think that's what's happening, and maybe we have no choice. But to me, it would be healthier to say, hey, I have no choice. I can't just do that. I can't just stop. I'm in a position where I have no choice because there's a protocol here, and it was started way before I was born. My parents were slaves. Their parents were slaves. There was no choice. There was no would you like to be a part of the system? Or would you like to go to jail? Or would you like to live in a slum? These are your choices. What do I do to be part of the system? You do what we tell you to do. To the letter. To the letter. And all we ask is all of your time, all of your attention, because it's all now. They want everything. They want everything. Not just your time, not just your sweat, not just your labor, not just your blood. They want all of your conscious awareness. From the moment you go asleep to the moment you wake up, they want to be monitoring you, checking you, selling to you, influencing your political decisions. They want it all. And when they figure out a way to monitor you in your sleep as you sleep and dream, they'll be there and you'll stick the little thing behind your ear. It'll be like a scene out of Black Mirror. Oh, well, if I let them watch me in my dreams, they give me really good life coaching advice and tell me what products would be best for me to buy and what mortgage scheme would suit my personality type the best. You should try it, mate. It's really, really useful. That'll be next. I mean, they're already monitoring what we say. How many of you have had the experience of saying something ludicrous, something totally out of, and it pops up as an advert within 12 hours? My best one so far was I ended up in a conversation about the oil reserves of Uzbekistan in the pub with my cousin. And we said Uzbekistan over and over again because we'd had a drink. We're like, where is it? Where's that country? Is it there? No, it's a stan. It's one of the stan. Uzbekistan. I'm getting do you want a degree in oil refinery? Would you like to take a holiday to Uzbekistan? No, and no. Have you if you've had those experiences, please pop a note down in the comments. Anyway, that's the Alice in Wonderland technique, and I just wanted to share it with you. go to bed. If anybody has any questions about anything I just covered, feel free to ask it now, or forever hold your peace.
And that's it. Now he does a Q&A. Polish. Oops. Astronaut. Flat Earth. Now, please, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Forget it. I'll go into my history. Regarding this astronaut, because that would be deferring to authority. Let me see. Where is it? I will find it. Oh, this is an interesting video. Where's this astronaut? Give me a second, folks. Ugh, damn it, wrong thing. Here. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Sorry for leaving you with my... there you go. Have that while I look in peace. Yeah. Polish astronaut. Yeah. Earth is flat. Okay. We know. Thanks for confirming. But we do know. So I'm looking for it. Just to play it. You know, just as a novelty. Yeah, no, it's earlier. Here it is. And I'll play it without audio. Oh no, actually I'll play it with audio for the Polish people. Very simple. But now, being devil's advocate, here's one astronaut saying it's flat. What if the Globalians just roll out the astronaut saying it's a globe? Are we going to take the shape of the Earth from what some other person says? I'm not. I certainly won't. Nope, no thanks. You can ask me to triangulate using this double the distance silliness, but I'm not going to. Here.
Ziemia rzeczywiście jest kulą zawieszoną w kosmosie? Jest płaska. Tak jak oczekują. Nie spodziewałem się co prawda tego pytania, ale zapewniam pana, że jest płaska. Generał Mirosław Hermaszewski, jak dotąd pierwszy i ostatni Polak, który odbył lot orbitalny. Dziękuję serdecznie za rozmowę. Dzięki. Dziękuję, kłaniam się.
Now, I'm just going to point out, after saying that, he feels a bit awkward.
Pan tam był. Czy Ziemia rzeczywiście jest kulą zawieszoną w kosmosie? Jest płaska. Tak jak oczekują. Nie spodziewałem się co prawda tego pytania, ale zapewniam pana, że jest płaska. Generał Mirosław Hermaszewski, jak dotąd pierwszy i ostatni Polak, który odbył lot orbitalny. Dziękuję serdecznie za rozmowę. Dzięki. Dziękuję, kłaniam się.
Okay, why did I say that he's awkward? Well, because if you go back to when he takes a sip of tea, there's no tea in the cup. He's just, he's feeling awkward. So he takes a sip of tea, but there isn't any tea in the cup.
I ostatni Polak, który...
He doesn't really know what to do. Yeah, it's because he's an astronaut and he's just said the Earth is flat. Doesn't mean he's lying. But I will pull this up again. Oh, where is it? No, wait. I will set it up. Maybe. The photos. Genofredo's photos. I've been waiting for somebody to do that. I don't know if somebody has. If somebody has and I haven't seen it, well then, you know, great. I wish somebody had passed it to me. It's simple. The skyline is compressed. It's really simple. It's compressed. You can prove it's compressed. So, let me see. I closed the folder. I have a cute cat here trying to go to sleep on my drawings. Oh, bless. Yeah, scrunch them up. It's all right. Right. Tell you what, I will just play the video. It's really simple. No, I won't. I won't just play the video. Just a second. Why haven't the Globlings done this? I mean, it's just so simple. Just scrolling through photos. Okay, so hey Sasha, if you're free afterwards, yeah, we'll have a catch up. We haven't spoken for a while. Okay. Hey, it's so simple, folks. Okay, I'm going to make it a bit larger. Okay. What you see is side by side, where all I've done is, well, extended the skyline from Jenafredo's video. Watch. Here's me extending it. I line it up a bit. I've already done a little bit of a warping, of stretching and compressing. This shouldn't be possible to do. Like, never mind, oh, well, you stretch. It shouldn't be there to stretch. All of that's supposed to be hidden, remember? So that's what it looks like, that image, stretched. And when I say that I've already tweaked, I'm talking about this, just a tiny bit, so that I could line it up. Watch, it's really simple. And all you folk, or everybody at home who has any kind of a artist tool type thing, just go ahead and do it. There you go. So that's this. We see a bit of mirroring here. Let's just show. See, this mirroring, this region here is mirroring, not on the surface of the water, in the air, like a mirage. That's right. This portion here, maybe 10 meters. The globe says it's 132 meters. For goodness sake. So that's when you just, well, extend what's been compressed. And this is if you compress what wasn't extended. That's all. I mean, it's so simple. You literally just grab the image portion, pull up. You can see, look. High rise, high rise. Let's see if the other one's here. Here's a comparison. There's a Rogers Centre. It's taken from a different angle to this one. You can see by these buildings. See how this one looks like it's in front of the tower? Well, over here, it's here. Where would you have to go to have this in front of the tower? Well, you'd have to walk over to your right. A large number of miles before this would be in front of this. Okay, so you'd go over to your right, keep walking, and when you took this shot, you'd be standing where Jenafredo was standing. That's it. This opens and closes. It's now half open. Here, it's closed. I mean, you can even see the curve here from it. And here, there's a building in front of it. Shall we see? This building is in front of it. Oops, where? Here. That's it. This is obviously, the restaurant down at ground level. Well, the restaurant, if the height of the restaurant is 40 meters, then this is 40 meters. No, it isn't. This is 93 meters compressed. It's still 93 meters. How do you work out the angular resolution on this? It's meaningless. Absolutely meaningless. Especially if you take something from a region where it isn't and place it somewhere where it is. Just, you have to be a complete fool to do that. And that's all. This is replicating this image by simply compressing that image from around here, from the same place where I extended this one. There, done. Finished. Skyline right there. Not with the base of any buildings 132 meters below anything. Quod erat demonstrandum. It's simple. The Earth is freaking flat, so it presents itself flat. Why? Because it's flat, that's why. Now, J. Media has already pointed this out in a video, and the Globelings couldn't handle it. It's like, no, you're wrong. You're just wrong. He's saying, look, there's compression at different levels. When he's shooting the distant mountain range, saying compression at different levels. Globelings, no, you're just wrong. Well, I've just shown he's not just wrong. He's right. There you go. There's absolute proof. No Photoshop magic. No shifting of things around. No cropping and shit. No, just down. There you go. Matches. Now let's match this. Oh, there you go. Matches. Oh, lots of people highlighting my name. Toronto is west of all Fort Niagara, so you have that right. Yeah, well, you can see from the thing. You have the dome. Open the photo on the right. Yes, you do. Angel Fire, check your email. I will do. I haven't checked anything. It's been my family weekend. Oh, dagnabbit. I'm trying to minimize the window. I've got it expanded from what I was showing. Ah, that's better. Oh. So, where are all the Globelings? I put Numpty on timeout. I didn't ban him. Don't know where he's gone. Hopefully he's thinking. Hammond Walker, let's see. Have you seen the video where you ask Google, how far away can you see the Statue of Liberty? It basically answers that you shouldn't be able to see it from a curved Earth. I did not. I have not seen that video. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, oh, I shouldn't be able to see it. Earth curvature. Remember, the globe Earth. Okay, so let's follow this avenue. The globe Earth literally cost thousands of lives in the Second World War because the British thought it was impossible for the Germans to be using a high frequency beam, because according to the Earth curvature it would be missing. It couldn't be used. But they were using it because there's no Earth curvature. Then the British used it back and it worked. And the British jammed it because the Earth is flat. If it wasn't flat, they wouldn't have been able to jam it where they did. They would have had to go much, much further or much, much higher. Anyway, that's the war. Literally war. And the curvature in a direct relationship caused thousands of deaths. Now, in an indirect relationship, all of the wars, Numpty, I'm putting you in timeout again. I think you're having a bit of a problem. All of the wars that are not just based on strange human animosity, that's not resource driven, all the wars, other than those, are resource driven. And the resource driven wars are driven by the idea that the resources are finite. Just that. They think the resources are finite. What resources? Natural gas and petroleum, mainly. And then there's all of the other resources, all of them considered to be finite. There's only a finite amount, a finite quantity. That's not true. The Earth makes petroleum. Wait for it. The Earth makes gold. Globelings, how do you think gold ended up on the Earth? How did you think gold happened? In outer space, did molecules arrange themselves into gold that only attracted other gold and not other stuff, and flew like huge chunks of gold that slammed into the earth and fragmented and layered in veins? No, the earth makes everything we have. Everything, including globe imbeciles. The earth makes them. You don't have to be a genius to figure it out. Oh, finite resources. Yeah, which finite resources? All of them. Oh, right. All of them. Yes, all of them. Are you sure you're not 100% wrong? Yes, definite. Why are you sure of that? Well, mathematically, the globe... Oh, right, no. It's just your religious thinking that tells you finite resources. That's the same kind of religious thinking that says bad deeds are not really done by humans. They're done by humans being used as puppets by Lucifer. That's ridiculous. Emma Ryder, cool. I hope you got some. So, the globe costs lives. Now, what that guy was saying, Spartan Life Coach, what he was saying is it looks like Western society is being gaslighted, is having this Alice in Wonderland, or the Alice Protocol, the CIA making people crazy, which is basically gaslighting. It's very extreme, with all kinds of confusing, stupid things like, oh, now apparently you can change from a man to a woman and from a woman to all kind of crazy silliness. Yeah, this linguistic term, yeah, it actually means something in the biological world. Yeah, no, never mind that it's a linguistic term for language. Yeah, we're going to say that it has a physical application, and how you can call a chair in Spanish la silla. Well, that's a gender. What if you called it el sillo? It's just stupid things. So, it all comes from the globe. And there's this panic. And I think there's panic going on by not the ruler. I don't like to say the rulers, because the rulers paints all people with power and influence as one cabal. That's false. That's just not true. You have very good people and you have very bad people. And you have a whole bunch of in-between people. And you have people that are powerful and corrupt, and people who are good and benevolent. But the good and benevolent can't control everything, including all the powerful and corrupt people. To ask for that would be like saying, hey, take the ring, Galadriel, or Gandalf. You take the ring. You be the boss of the world. There is no boss of the world, including God. There's no boss of the world. That's just stupid. For those religious out there, this God thing that you think, it's a necessary quality. That's got to be a bit uncomfortable for you. It's a necessary quality. Anyway, just as I say that, somebody called God with a small g appears. God says, I'm the only ruler. Ask Owen Benjamin. I think you meant Owen Benjamin. Yeah. Okay. Norm T, listen, I keep telling you, I think you're having a bit of a problem. Timing you out again. You're asking a question that was already answered in my caveat. Please look up caveat. Ooh. Anyway. Hey, yeah. Look at your comment about sailboats, Emerald Rider. Yeah, so Polster X is going to make a video, or give me £100 In the video, he's going to plot the China-Europe block train on a video, plotted on Google Earth, to 8,077 miles, one shot. I can't find your comment, Emerald Rider. And I'm gonna quit. Right, folks, it's been fun. Good Lord. The poor stupid dim thinking, look, if you do this math, then that says 0.42. 0.042. The globe says 0.040. Close enough. Like, oh, you freaking moron. You know, the same line could tell you 3 or 5. You wouldn't know. Oy. Right, folks, that's it. I'm quitting. Plus your $50. Emerald Rider, what $50? I don't know what you mean. Oh, are you betting him $50? I hope so. Right, that's it. I'm going, guys. I can't find your comment, Emerald Rider. I don't know. I'm scrolling up, and I want to go. I've got a sore throat, and I want to make a coffee. That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to take a sample of this video. You don't have to take it all. Just take a sample. Feel free to take a sample, take my voice off, and put your own. Don't just go ahead. Share it. Let people see. This is what the skyline looks like if you extend it, and this is what the unextended highline looks like if you contract it. Whoopsies. Oopsies. Bye, folks. Adeu.